Assalamu alaikum, peace be upon you, dear viewers. Welcome to our channel where we discuss the ever-changing world of finance. In this video we embark on a journey to explore the compatibility of Bitcoin with Islam. In today's discussion, we will delve into the teachings of the Holy Quran, Hadith, and other authentic sources within the Islamic world to examine whether Bitcoin aligns with the principles of Islam. Let's begin. Before we delve into the compatibility of Bitcoin with Islam, let's first understand what Bitcoin is and how it operates. Bitcoin is a decentralized, digital currency that operates on blockchain technology. It allows peer-to-peer transactions without the need for intermediaries like banks. The concept of Bitcoin was introduced in a white paper in 2008 by an anonymous person known as Satoshi Nakamoto. Since then, Bitcoin has gained popularity and become a significant player in the global financial landscape. To determine the compatibility of Bitcoin with Islam, we must first examine the fundamental principles of Islamic finance. Islam promotes ethical financial practices and emphasizes justice, transparency, and social responsibility. Among the essential principles are the prohibition of riba, interest, gharar, excessive uncertainty, and haram, forbidden, activities such as gambling and usury. The Holy Quran explicitly addresses the issue of riba in Surah Al-Baqarah, 2-275-279, where Allah warns against dealing with interest-based transactions. The verse states, "Those who devour interest will not stand, on the day of resurrection, except as one stands who is being beaten by Satan into insanity." The Quran emphasizes the importance of conducting financial transactions with fairness and equity, free from the burden of interest. One of the critical aspects of Islamic finance is the prohibition of riba. Riba refers to the practice of charging or receiving interest on loans, which is deemed exploitative and unfair in Islam. Interest-bearing loans are explicitly condemned in the Holy Quran. Let's assess Bitcoin to see if it complies with this essential principle. Bitcoin's characteristic of being non-debasable is indeed aligned with Islamic principles against usury. Let's delve into how Bitcoin's nature as a non-debasable digital currency makes it anti-usury and compatible with Islamic principles. Bitcoin operates on a peer-to-peer network without the involvement of intermediaries or financial institutions that typically charge interest. As a result, Bitcoin transactions do not explicitly involve riba in the traditional sense. However, some critics argue that the value of Bitcoin may increase over time, leading to a form of speculative interest. We here at Wealth and Wisdom Channel do not agree with such critics. Our reasoning stems firstly from the fact that Bitcoin has a limited supply. Bitcoin has a predetermined and finite supply cap of 21 million coins. This limited supply is hard-coded into the system and cannot be altered or manipulated by any central authority or individual. This stands in stark contrast to fiat currencies that can be printed or inflated by central banks, leading to a decrease in their purchasing power over time. Inflation, in essence, reduces the value of money and is often considered a form of hidden interest, contrary to Islamic principles. Secondly, Bitcoin operates on a decentralized network, where no single entity has control over its supply or distribution. This decentralized governance model prevents any group or government from arbitrarily increasing the supply of Bitcoin, ensuring its scarcity and resistance to debasement. In Islamic finance, any financial system that allows central control over currency issuance is regarded as susceptible to manipulation and potential exploitation of the vulnerable. Thirdly, the process of mining new bitcoins is not akin to interest accumulation or usury. Bitcoin miners are rewarded for securing and validating transactions, not for lending or charging interest on loans. The issuance of new bitcoins through mining follows a predictable and diminishing schedule, known as the halving, which reduces the rate of issuance over time. This predictable issuance model ensures a gradual and controlled supply growth, akin to precious metals like gold, which historically have been regarded as stable stores of value in Islamic finance. Fourthly, Bitcoin's nature as a non-debt-based asset further aligns with Islamic principles against usury. In traditional finance, loans and interest often create debt, leading to potential economic imbalances and exploitation of borrowers. In contrast, Bitcoin does not involve debt, it is a bearer asset, meaning its ownership is directly held by the individual, not subject to interest payments or debts. In conclusion, Bitcoin's non-debasable nature and its resistance to centralized control make it an intriguing option in the context of Islamic finance. Its anti-usury features, along with its limited supply and decentralized governance, are aligned with Islamic principles promoting fairness, transparency, and economic justice. Another important principle of Islamic finance is the prohibition of gharar, which refers to excessive uncertainty or ambiguity in contracts. Islamic finance encourages transactions that are clear, transparent, and free from any hidden uncertainties. We should further assess whether Bitcoin transactions involve excessive uncertainty. Gharar can arise when contracts lack clarity or involve speculation, leading to potential exploitation of one party by another. In the context of Bitcoin, critics argue that its volatile price and market fluctuations may create uncertainties in transactions. However, we contend that Bitcoin transactions are transparent and executed with full knowledge, mitigating the element of gharar. The fact that anyone in the world can see every transaction and verify it is the very reason we can trust it. Islamic scholars have differing opinions on whether Bitcoin transactions involve excessive uncertainty. Some argue that the element of gharar is inherent in all financial investments, and as long as transactions are transparent and knowledge-based, they could be considered permissible. Others recommend caution when dealing with Bitcoin, especially for those lacking expertise in cryptocurrency markets. It is always a good practice to avoid speculative behavior. Social responsibility is a core principle in Islamic finance, with zakat being one of its pillars. Zakat is an obligatory charity on wealth, aimed at providing for the less fortunate, and promoting social welfare. Now let's explore how Bitcoin aligns with the concept of social responsibility. The concept of zakat can be applied to Bitcoin. Some Islamic scholars argue that Bitcoin holdings can be subject to zakat, provided they meet the necessary criteria. The criteria include reaching the nisab threshold, minimum amount of wealth liable for zakat, and maintaining the wealth for a lunar year. However, calculating zakat for Bitcoin can be complex due to its volatile nature. Here at Wealth and Wisdom Channel we are of the opinion that with time the volatility of Bitcoin will significantly reduce as it matures into a worldwide asset class. As Muslims, we are encouraged to avoid wastefulness and be mindful of our impact on the environment. A main criticism of Bitcoin is its environmental impact. While analyzing Bitcoin's compatibility with Islam, we must address environmental concerns related to its mining process. Bitcoin mining consumes significant energy, leading to debates about its ecological impact. Let's explore how these concerns align with Islamic principles of environmental stewardship. Bitcoin mining involves solving complex mathematical puzzles to validate transactions and add them to the blockchain. This process requires substantial computational power and consumes a significant amount of electricity. Critics argue that Bitcoin's energy-intensive mining operations contribute to carbon emissions and environmental degradation. In Islam, the concept of environmental stewardship is emphasized, as humans are considered caretakers, Khalifa, of the earth. The Quran and Hadith emphasize the importance of maintaining ecological balance and preserving the environment for future generations. For this reason we argue that Bitcoin as compared to fiat banks is actually better for the environment. Bitcoin is naturally designed to make use of the stranded energy which would have otherwise been of no use. Its environmental impact is far less than the fiat system the world runs on today. If anything, Bitcoin is more environmentally sound than the big banks operating throughout the world. In response to the question of whether Bitcoin is compatible with Islam, some blockchain projects have emerged to create Sharia-compliant cryptocurrencies. These cryptocurrencies are designed to adhere to Islamic principles, including the prohibition of riba and gharar. Sharia-compliant cryptocurrencies aim to provide Muslim users with a more transparent and ethical financial option. We advise to avoid these as they are not Sharia-compliant in the least. Any cryptocurrency with a pre-mine, where vested people own a major chunk of the coins, are unethical projects. They are being sold to the public only to be rug pulled. Stay safe out there. And remember, just because it says Sharia compliant doesn't make it so. There is a brave new world of digital scammers out there. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of Bitcoin. If you found this video insightful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more thought-provoking content on Islam, finance, and philosophy. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.